Bobby DeBarge Story. Bobby DeBarge Story, baby. We go to the premiere, DC. Stand up. Let's get it. Y'all must have forgot. I am the body. What I do to you? You high. I'm always high. Talk to me. You heard me.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kaylin. We're here at the Bobby DeBarge Story movie premiere coming on TV1 June 29th, and we're so excited because this story is all about not only the legendary voice, but the life of Bobby DeBarge that we never knew. And you know we've talked to the entire cast as well as director Russ Parr of this awesome film, so make sure you don't go anywhere and stay tuned to TV1 on June 29th for the Bobby DeBarge Story. Hey. So y'all already know what it is. I'm standing here with the star. Okay, the star of the Bobby DeBarge movie that's coming out on TV1 on the 29th. All right, with Roshon Fegan. You already know what it is. So tell us a little bit about getting into this character. You're playing the iconic Bobby DeBarge, legendary voice. But sadly, you know, he's no longer with us. How was it getting into character of a person who you never had the opportunity to meet, who wasn't able to coach you through the process and give you a little bit of the story for yourself?
It's difficult, you know, it's difficult because he doesn't have like too much stuff on YouTube or even videos, anything to really find. But it's exciting at the same time because he has such an impactful story, and it's a story that a lot of people can learn from, be inspired from, and just really like know the true story behind the DeBarges, because you know, they changed music forever with that falsetto. Bobby came and changed the wave. So I mean, the fact is nobody knows the truth.
Yeah, and I think so many people get them confused with El DeBarge, or they don't realize that switch is really what really got it started.
Right, exactly. So I'm just really excited, man, to tell this story and do it right, and hopefully, you know, make people feel like they can really be themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I understand that you're a musician as well, and you play several instruments. So did you feel like that was the way you were able to connect with your character, being that he played so many different instruments as well?
Absolutely. That's the connection right there. Is we love music. We're so passionate about the music, and that's how we really connected. Yeah.
What are you hoping people take away the most from this film?
I hope they take away that that, you know, if you have something going on in your life, it's good for you to reach out and talk to people, and you know, and don't hide it. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us, the star of the show. All right, you have a good one. Thanks so much. Hey guys, you already know what it is. I'm here at the Bobby DeBarge premiere, standing with one of the stars of this amazing film. We're so excited about watching on TV1, Lloyd himself. And can I say I'm having a little bit of a fangirl moment? I'm such a fan. Love your work.
Thank you for having me. Shout out to all the listeners, the watchers.
Oh man, we really appreciate it. Talk to me a little bit about getting into your character, and how this experience was being a part of a movie that's about a group that in a lot of ways went unappreciated.
Well, getting into the character was interesting because there's not a lot of video that exists of these guys. So it was just about trying to go through the archives and find what I could, bits and pieces of interviews. You know, I portray Greg Williams, and I just did a little bit of research on him. However, interesting enough, I did not get called to play this role until the night before they started filming. And I actually didn't receive my script until the morning of filming.
Oh, so we really gonna be watching for your talents. We're gonna really be watching now that you done gave us that inside information.
So to prepare for my role, I think it was a lot of faith, a lot of letting go of my fear, and following the ones that was around me to help me, like Russ and like Ro.
Yeah, I know they had your back. Now, was Switch a group that you were inspired by? Because you have the perfect voice to play in this movie. So
Bobby DeBarge is definitely an inspiration behind my falsetto, my love for falsetto. I did a whole song called Girls Around the World in falsetto because of the DeBarges, and so unique.
The story of Bobby DeBarge is an important one because it talks about a lot of our demons and the experiences that we can have in our childhood and how they can impact us throughout the duration of our life. So being that you've been in the entertainment industry for so so long. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, sure. My father was murdered when I was a very young boy. I never had him in my life the way that I would like. However, it's very unique because not having him made me a better father in a lot of ways, because I learned to appreciate the idea of what a father would be. But in this case, there was a father present who was very destructive and just very hurtful. And I can only imagine, what that would do to a person. So now that I am a father,
Congratulations, son.
yeah, this movie really means something because it just highlights, I think, the fragility of a child's mind, how important it is to give them love and openness, the ability to communicate, and also it's a very dark and deep movie, and it just makes you really thankful, I think.
Well, it's definitely great to have you a part of it. I've always loved watching your interviews because you give so much and you speak so openly, and I really appreciate that about you. So thank you for taking a moment to chat with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Hey guys, it's your girl Kayla with MadFlavor TV, and I'm here at the Bobby DeBarge movie premiere. I'm so excited to be talking to Mr. Rodman, who is one of the main characters of this film. So talk to us a little bit about your character and how this experience was for you getting into the role of this important group.
So I played Chico DeBarge from the film. So as you know, as the youngest brother. So it was pretty fun to play. I'm actually the youngest sibling of my family. So it was kind of fun to kind of embody this character, just because I can kind of jump into that feel of kind of being picked on, being the last one to get a shot, and kind of living up to the expectations of all the older siblings. So that's kind of the embodied character that I kind of jumped into for this role. But it was a wonderful experience, just kind of working with Russ Parr, working with Roshon, working with Lloyd. I mean, great characters, beautiful people behind the camera, and then in front of the camera, watch all of their characters come to life. And then for this to be a true story, to kind of be able to tell somebody's experience from what they went through, as far as like all the success that they had, and then all of the trials and tribulations that they had as well. It was awesome to just jump into this role and kind of embody everything that had to come. So it's a great experience.
Do you feel like as a rising star, this was a great experience for you to have, and learning about this story and the way that fame and stardom and how important it is to stay on the right track? Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, for where I'm at in my career, I probably couldn't have experienced a better role. I mean, honestly, like, to be able to see somebody like this, to have so much going for them, and the magnitude of where they were, to be hit with real life circumstances, and to be able to overcome that and to move forward from that. This story for me was a huge learning experience. I always learn from other people's actions and stuff like that. So it was very, very great to embody and experience this role, just because as like you said, as somebody that's trying to build a way for themselves in this industry, I couldn't ask for anything better.
What a blessing. That's a really awesome experience, and we're so excited about seeing you in the film, and congratulations on being a part of this amazing cast with this awesome director, and absolute best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Russ Parr,
legendary,
the one and only, one and only. Well, I have to say, I've been listening to you forever.
Yeah, I started radio when I was 10 years old.
Absolutely. So that's been all my life. So thank you so much for the inspiration.
Thank you.
All right, guys, you already know what it is. I'm Kayla. I'm here at the Bobby DeBarge movie premiere. It's going to be on TV1 June 29th, and I'm standing with the director of this dynamic film, Mr. Russ Parr. We know him and we love him. Talk to me about why this project was so important for you to do.
Well, this movie is like more than just the story about Switch's music. It was more about a tortured soul. It was more about, young folks, giving them a voice that are in predicaments that are uncomfortable for them. Bobby was obviously a young man that went through a lot of physical and mental abuse. And, we're in a culture, our culture is like, what goes on in this house stays in this house. Yeah, okay, Uncle touched you, but did he touch you that bad? That's the culture that we're in. We're warriors, we're slaves, we don't need therapy. And if anything, when I read the first script that they wrote, was about the DeBarges. And then they decided, okay, we need to do the Bobby, because Bobby is the epitome of that mask you see, somebody smiling on TV and singing this beautiful song, but underneath that mask, there's pain. And that drew me to this. I want to be able to give a voice to the voiceless.
In a time right now that's so important where finally we are talking about mental health
Right.
in the Black community.
Go, girl.
Could this movie have come at a better time?
You know what? It's a great time. It's always been there. And I'm glad that you said that, because I had so many people, we did a screening in Atlanta. I had so many people come up to me and go like, thank you for tackling this. Because the original script was good. It's really hardcore and in your face. And I just rewrote it and said, all right, let's do this in a sensitive manner that doesn't run people off, that they can sit there with their kids. And their kids are going, why is that happening? But it's not in your face, because I imply a lot of stuff. Pay attention to the nuance. There's a lot of things that you'll pick up. You gotta watch this movie probably more than once, because there's some things that you'll pick up, you'll see where I'm going with it. But I don't want it to a point where it's so much in the face, and you're sitting there with your 8-year-old who may have been in that predicament, that you want to be able to have, you want them to be able to have a voice and to say, this has happened. So if you don't even like this movie, if you just get that from it, I did my job.
Thank you. Well, thank you for doing this project, because it's so important to continue to exemplify what we really want our communities to learn and what we want them to take away from the people who've been a part of our life, even if it's just in music or in film.
Right.
You know, these are real people.
Right.
And so thank you so much for tackling this movie.
Thank you.
And bringing it, right to our home.
And there's some great questions. You did a really good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank
We worked really hard.
All right.